Hey, I'm Jake Taylor from In Hearts Wake, and you're watching Spotlight Report.
I know that the land is the living memory, forever giving energy.
Good afternoon, Jake.
Hey.
It is absolute pleasure on behalf of myself and Spotlight Report, who we're here with today, to be speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Pleasure.
Especially because if my call sheet serves me correctly, you're done and could have clocked off for Knotfest Australia officially 2025.
I'm done.
It's done.
Yes.
So, an even greater thank you for being here and after hours, I guess. How's it been, mate?
It's been really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, great opportunity to play to not only our fans and people that support the band, but the extended people who I feel like are really dedicated, loyal metal fans that may or may not have heard us before and have an opportunity to reach them. So
Yeah.
it's like that's, and not be in some circus stage away where they got to move. They're just looking left and right with two stages, and I think that's just a really awesome thing about this particular festival.
Yeah, 100%. So, you know, there might be on the one hand that immediate reaction, I think probably back in 2023 when Knotfest first came
Yes.
to Australia, that was a
Yeah.
bit of a tongue twister where it's sort of like, oh, only two stages.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, but you never have a clash.
It's great.
You're never sprinting from one side of Centennial Park to the other to try and fit in like 15-minute blocks of all of your favourite bands. You will literally see everyone.
100%.
And find something new, perhaps, as well. Well, I am so glad that you've enjoyed your time, because I'm very happy to share that my friends who have been at Knotfest in other states have enjoyed it as much as you.
Awesome.
In fact, my best friend called your performance in Melbourne brilliant.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, friend.
Particularly citing the work of Evan Dahl and Ben Nan
Yes.
on guitar and bass.
Yes.
So I guess to address the elephant in the room a little, your founding member and bassist Kyle Eric.
Not founding, actually.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
He's been in the band for a while, totally.
Okay.
12, 11 years with the band, I think it was.
All right.
So very much a part of the band, and as far as fans are concerned, he's always been there.
Yes.
But there was 5 years before that of just us three in high school,
Oh my goodness.
playing with other bass players and working out whether we wanted to have clean vocals or not.
Yeah.
So in some ways, with his departure, it didn't feel like we were losing a foundational pillar piece of the building.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we still had it. We still had
Yeah.
it dialed and covered, and he had come in to add color to our house
Yeah.
and paint the walls and really flesh it out. But at the same time, we can remodel.
Yes. Well, that was actually the angle that I wanted to take it. So saying farewell on the Incarnation tour last year, which I had the immense pleasure of being at and reviewing. So thank you for putting on a show, as
Pleasure.
always. In Hearts Wake now finds themselves in that position of being a four-piece for the first time in a dozen years.
Yeah, totally.
In what ways has that necessitated the change in the way that you write and perform? And conversely, how has it been a revitalising process in reimagining yourselves?
Well, it's more space on stage, which can often it can be depending on what kind of a band you are, it can be a positive or a negative thing. But in that, I think everyone's able then to grow in those spaces and really have their own character moments, rather than just the busyness of it all happening.
Yeah.
So Ben and Evan, I find, are really talking about having a wing each. They're not sharing that with another mic in the way, and they're really owning those two spaces, and they're able to step forward in themselves, which is just and it's not a conscious thing, it just happens as part of it. So yeah, there's a conscious effort to also strengthen new songs by we'll play it as well as we can regardless, but we've brought in some incredible dancers from New York who interpret heavy music unlike I've ever seen before, and that's the energy that we feel. We can't do that always when we're playing the instruments, but bringing that into the set, and then not feeling, but like going onto like certain spaces on the stage to add depth to Wings and still be symmetrical rather than 5 where you got 2. It's really odd.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool to have the space to bring things in.
Yeah, absolutely. And to explore new territory.
Yeah.
By the sounds of that.
Yeah. And the second part to your question, was it about songwriting? What did you say?
So that was like, how has it necessitated change in the way you write and perform?
Yeah, well, and then in the writing, you can't just lean on the clean vocal to create some space. Instead, it's got to either be a really, really tasty guitar instrumental piece, or the voice has to change. Doing like manic, crazy stuff, so it can't just be the same, and it's got to be to the point. No dragging on.
So has that opened up the opportunity then for yourself to develop and sort of relook? Because I mean, you've been doing this for a hot minute, so it means that you go, all right, I can no longer perhaps rest on laurels or do things the way that I've always done. This gives you the opportunity to sort of branch out and try different things.
And step up. It's a big challenge. It's been a big challenge.
But every challenge is an opportunity, and I think that that's a very important thing to remember, especially in times where you're just sort of like, yes. So we do have a wee bit of time left, not a huge amount, and I shouldn't keep you longer. You have celebrating to do, but I did want to touch on the Incarnation Tarot Collection.
The cards.
The cards.
The cards or the collector online? Which one are you?
So I found the online, and you've got essentially your Wheel of Fortune. Structure on there, but there is a collection going to be available for pre-sale?
Well, we made up using the Rider-Waite illustrations. We kind of, how do I say this, appropriate our own version. So we made our own deck of cards, the Knotfest deck, and those are available on this recent tour to the people who show up early and spend time with us. Rather than just being anyone could buy them. We wanted to give it to the tried and true.
Okay.
So they've all got.
That's even better.
Yeah. So they've all got decks. Aside from that, there was a thing just online with people able to uncover the meaning of one of the 11 cards which the songs are based upon on the new record.
Yes.
And so by flipping the card and solving a clue or a puzzle and reading the meaning of the card, it was a chance for people to actually absorb a piece of what the message actually is going on.
Well, obviously there are the inferences and the connections within your song titles, both in Incarnation but also on Divination. And it is a little unorthodox. However, your interest and passion and connection with the deck is clear and is shared. I have brought along my deck, and would you either like to draw a card, or if that is a bit uncomfortable and impersonal for you, because obviously tarot is a very you have to respect your deck.
Totally.
I have given it my blessing to the divine, but if you would also like to choose perhaps your most meaningful card as well.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
I didn't want to put you on the spot and be like, draw a card, and it's like, okay, I don't know you.
Totally. It's not about the knowing, it's more the fact that unless I'm really clear with what I'm asking, and in that space.
Me too. And unless you've got a clear mind where it's not distracted by.
Well, and it's a desire and intention to not only want to pull a card, but there's something that I'm needing to dive into. It's just muddying the water otherwise.
Absolutely.
So I'm not familiar with this deck, but the Magician is.
The Magician, yes.
It's all in French, which is cool.
Sorry.
I'm gonna keep saying, go on.
That's the Fool, and unfortunately, I've spent my time on a futile little adventure with you as the Wheel of Fortune, which is actually my favourite card.
The Wheel of Fortune.
The Wheel of Fortune, because it is such a timely reminder, reminds us that the only point that you can guarantee will not ebb and flow and not catch you by surprise in its centripetal motion is the centre. But it is also not the moving part. So you will never experience the lows, but you'll also never experience the highs. So it was still such a pleasure to have this conversation with you, and I still think that it's rather serendipitous.
There's no
that the
magician
card
in there.
that you chose,
Certainly not in there.
it must really be for you
It is.
because it's taken away from
And then the magician reaches up to the heavens and also grounds it down. So it's kind of a bridge for the two, and a vocal piece often can be, and sort of an alchemist, if you will.
Yes,
so I like
yes,
that.
absolutely.
I love that energy and that way of turning creativity into words, or materializing it, manifesting. So that's why that kind of speaks to me.
Well, thank you so much for humouring me in what ended up being
Pleasure.
a rather fraught adventure. It was such a pleasure to speak with you today, nonetheless.